Hello there, this is Cookies. I've got turn 92. Okay, I was just kind of hopping back out onto the main screen. All right, so turn 92. Got Dark Knowledge into the Rainbow. We have some Magic Phase shenanigans. Our projection, I guess, kills some PD. Got a commander running around. I mean, nothing too crazy. We hit Baratos with a Flames from the Sky, kill off 11 Baraton priests. Then I guess rolled in to support this army. One of our salamanders gets killed. It's a Vampire Lord raid. Golem raid. But that are counter raid groups. So if you remember these counter raid groups we made, one of our counter raid groups ends up moving into this province. Okay. So this is a Sleepy Earth Mage. I have not learned fully. So I guess this was a magic phase, so they hadn't met up with the other Earth Mage yet. But this guy is still running forward and doing opposition. Alright, the other guy's finally woken up. And he's going to start doing some shatter spam. You know, it's a hard day's work casting shatter, so he passes out after each cast. Has to wake up again, and then the regen undoes a little bit. But yeah, we eventually end up killing that golem. So that's one golem down. We get raided by some vampire lords, and then a second golem also finds one of our counter raid groups. So this time we do have the additional Earth Mage. So you can see this guy's kit here, heroic battle prowess. And get a few more shatter casts. Alright, so we've killed two of the golems. And then, let's see, Vampire Lord ends up going down. We can go ahead and see if he was perma-killed. So we got big Earth Mage. We got this mill cart. Got a bunch of long dead. Alright, let's send him home. Okay, and then we've got... What is this? Farseer Mountains? Alright, so this is Kalos's big army. Light of the Northern Star, Storm. He's made a bunch of siege golems. They've got a siege bonus of 100, so they do 109 siege damage. They also have Shatter Fists, so they've got Shatter built into the chassis. And he's brought in a number of the big mages. And here we find an Ulmish army. Probably weakened from all the Flames from the Sky stuff we've been doing. Here you can see kits and gems. So we've even got, from Kaelasa, we've got a Robe of the Magi, Crown of the Magi, Rune Smasher. I mean, this Fairy Queen has so much kit on her. I think she costs 60 glamour, and then 25, 45, 55, 65, 75, 80, I think. Then 120 if we discount the blood. 25. 35, 45, I think 150, and then 190. So, I mean, even with Steel Ovens discounts, because I think I forged most of this, I mean, we're still looking at probably like 150 gems worth of kit or something. It's crazy how much stuff is on 18 HP. But yeah, I mean, a lot of big mages in this fight. We've got the Dome of the Ancients for the mobile dome effect. We wished that off of some other team. We've got Horn of Storms, we got Bag of Winds, we got Gate Cleavers, all sorts of stuff on these mages. So this is our turn to have a big elite army. And it's going to do big elite army things. Oh, we've got Storm Legion's Demise. So that one's fun. All enemies take 2 points of false damage per round, but it's MR negates. Demon Cleansing, Grip of Winter, Ravenous Swarm, and Relief. Alright. So we lose 2 Angiri, 20 of the, I think, the Recruit Anywhere, Sacreds, 11 Yavanas. Take out the Ulm army. That's not the only army we fight here, though. So we've also got all the Ancient Presences. We got the White Tiger. We got a Golem. All these guys are commanders. So they're going to try and do point buffs. And they're going to try to devour this whole army. Now, importantly, Ancient Presences are not inanimate like many mannequin troops are. So they're not going to be affected by the Shatter Fists from the Siege Golems. So the Rudra, if you saw it there, they got devoured. Not gonna lie, I thought we would beat them to death a lot faster than this. So I did gain a new respect for ancient presences in this battle. Still trying to kill these things. I was a little bit hopeful we would kill them before twilight. But it does end up taking until twilight to kill them off. So Tianchi really put together an army that could give us a hard time. Oh, is this a... I wonder if this is a replay bug too. Interesting. Yeah, this is definitely a replay bug, actually. Because... And this is a... It's really interesting to see this particular replay bug. I wonder if a patch came out today, honestly, because I've had a couple of them today. But yeah, it's interesting seeing an alternative world where Tianchi actually wins this battle too. Or gets close. I don't know, they take so much damage. He's got 3,500 hit points. uh, yeah, I guess every time they devour something, it adds to their HP or something. So these things got absolutely astronomical amounts of HP. This is funny. So in the actual battle, Kalos is able to slowly go through it, and you can see how close some of them got. Go through and like whittle through them and kill them. And so we do in fact end up wiping this, and we only lose 105 Angiri and 3 of the Maroots. This army is still intact. It doesn't get completely nommed by these ancient presences that get to thousands upon thousands of HP, where their regen goes absolutely parabolic. So, so pretty cool seeing an alternative battle report out there. I wonder why it's bugged, but yeah, you can see how dangerous this ended up being. All right, and then we've got what's it? It looks like Baratos just Vortex of returning, and then we've got the other big battle this turn, which is Merverni against Vanheim. So Vanheim, I believe it's a little bit newer player, but he put in everything into this defense. So he rallied all the resources and mages he could. You can see the Merverni army, we've seen it before, but he's got like Dwarf Elder. Even the heroes are rolling out. We got the Dwarf Elders, Dwarven Smiths. We got a big Golem. And then we've got a whole bunch of different mages, some thugs for Vanheim. Just like everything that could be gathered up has been gathered up. And we got another big battle. So yeah, Heat from Hell, Relief, Storm, Ravenous Swarm, Twilight, Wailing Winds, Time Stop, and Rain of Stones. Miss of Deception, Twilight. I guess the other important part where a bunch of storm demons jumped in the back. All right. So really big win for Vanheim, trying to put a stop to a Merverni army that had just been rolling through fort after fort and army after army. So he kills 700 Great Boars, 38 Stargazers, several Druids. Now he loses a few himself. He loses 3 Archwizards, 7 Azure Mages, and some other stuff, including 41 Storm Demons, 30 Van Heers. But they've got a W on the board. It helps slow down Merverni. Now, granted, the game's over at this point, But if you were trying to mount a defense of your little area, that would definitely slow things down, which has an impact on the game state. Because it means my team wouldn't have to worry about Marverny's team maybe for, a few additional turns, because they'd have to gather up support again and then move against that army and try to defeat it next time. So there is an impact on the game state from the smaller team having a hold like that. So congratulations. I think it was Shadow Caesar that was doing the scripting for that. We've had a lot of subs in this game, so pull out a pretty cool Vanheim defense of this fort here. And then, yeah, we can see that Kalas's big army moved onto Farseer Mountains. So pretty cool there in terms of, I still scripted this turn like any other turn, so still doing some foraging, still doing some spell casting, and still sending out some stuff, just treating it like any other turn. But most of the players are only committed to one more turn, and then if we really want, we can go ahead and maybe roll through and take this if we want like a formal end to the game. But otherwise we can, it's already been called. So most of the players are just doing it for the fun of smashing their armies into each other. So, which is a fun way to end it. Even if you're completely burned out in a game, normally you can manage the morale to use a big stack if you put a lot of work into building it. So that's been fun. Got to see the counter raiding groups work out. We killed a couple of golems, so that was satisfying for me after losing that milk cart. And then putting together a little army here. It can, if anything happens to jump on it, it can try to survive. What has it got? It's got some of the big spells, like from 8s, but it definitely functions more as just like a high commitment raid rather than a proper army at this point in the game. And I think that's it for this one. It was really interesting seeing an alternative world where Tianchi won that battle with the ancient presences. And I don't know what we would do about 8,000 HP ancient presences. I mean, at that point, you have to put together like 100 yogis and just commit to trying to soul slay it. But it might actually survive soul slay. So I think Enslaved Mind is what you have to do. Which is bananas to me, because it's got so much HP. I don't know how 8,000 HP interacts with instant kill effects that do 999 damage. But yeah, so that was really cool to see. I think hopefully if the TNG player ever watches it, hopefully they get some satisfaction. Yeah, hopefully they get some satisfaction that what they did could have worked, actually, which is really cool. And I will see you guys in the next one. This is the current turn. In terms of what I'm doing, yeah, I think I already showed that. So, yeah, so I think that's it for this one. Not a whole lot going on. We'll see if any more big battles happen next turn. I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one.